Welcome to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, the football and pro wrestling podcast we bring you each and every day. If you head over to YouTube and smash that subscribe and bell notification button, we are live on YouTube and on Facebook. The panel is assembled. We have a fantastic show for you tonight. We're going to be going through Raw. We're going to be going through the Mystery Man. We're going to be taking a quick look at Deadline. We're going to be looking at Saturday night's main event. Set your calendar for that, folks. We will be live somewhere between 12 and 12:30. I have to update the time on it. This Saturday for John Cena's final hurrah. As you can see there, the last week is now as my moniker on below my name there. We also have a couple of other bits we need to talk about. John Cena's been on the podcast. He's been on the podcast train. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about what will happen to AEW now that Warner Brothers is being purchased by Netflix. Dave will give us an update on that. Did a fantastic video on it last week as well. We're going to be talking about one Freddie Prinze Jr.'s comments claiming that ESPN is not happy with the WWE deal at the moment. We're going to be talking about CM Punk. And we're also going to be talking about the best pay-per-views from each year over roughly the last 20 years as voted by the No DQ audience. So we'll take you through that and we'll have a little bit of debate on that. We have a nice bit of history there as well, and in line with what we're doing, don't forget next week's show, folks, the 16th, is going to be the Pro Wrestling Weekly's awards, final year-end awards and stuff like that, and we are going to be revealing the categories at the end of this show as well, which should be a bit of fun as well. And we'll also have the panel, and we'd like you to take part in the chat as well. We're going to be talking about your top 5 go-to movies at Christmas that don't necessarily have to be Christmas movies unless you want them to be, but they can be or they might not be, whatever way you want to do it. And that's what we had set out. But that's it basically. And then we'll obviously have history as well. In line with that, we've got lots of history there related to the Slammy Awards, because next week we're doing our own award show. And we know how I like to do a little bit of work on aligning the history of wrestling when we come into these shows. On the panel tonight, we have Bren, as always. Bren, my man, how are you?
Absolutely super. Lovely to be here. And isn't it great to have Dan on as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Big up, Dan. Thanks for joining us tonight. Good to have you on the show. Mentioned it yesterday. Dan said, yeah, I'll jump on. I'm up for that. Good to see you. And don't forget to check out Dan's TikTok page as well. If you are into mountain biking, which probably aligns itself as crazy as pro wrestling, check out Dan's TikTok page as well. Some unbelievable videos in there. Not for the faint-hearted, that's for sure.
What's
Mr. Mike Drop. Yeah. It'll be in the description and stuff like that, and he'll give us the
sorry.
Yeah. Also, Mr. Mike Drop himself, Keith Series in the house. What's happening, Keith?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to this tonight.
Good. And joining us as always, the man who fights the AEW corner no matter what happens. Dave, how are we?
Good. I'm delighted to see Keith wearing Nikki Bella colours this week, so looks good on him. Looks good on him. Fantastic. Dan's gone.
Yes,
sorry about that, Dan. Probably my tone of voice. I'm feeling good, mate. I'm feeling good. Let's get right into it.
Good. Right, so we'll get into it. When Dan jumps back on, we'll get him back on if he hasn't jumped. Oh, he's here now. Hang on. Let's get him back on. There we go. He was feeling a bit too far away from the camera. There he is. Dan, how are we?
Dan, can you hear us?
Dan is working off dial-up network on a modem or something like that at the moment.
Dan, update your AOL. Oh, he's gone.
There we go. Right, let's begin anyway, and let's kick it with Raw. Let's go, lads. Talk to me, Bren. Raw.
I liked Raw. I thought Raw was all right. I have a big issue with Triple H, though. Levesque. What is the story? Look, I'm all good with if you're a promoter, you have to promote your product. I'm 100% okay with that. You promote the Wrestling Mania shop in Stephen's Green, third floor just beside Asha. You promote that. All promoters promote their stuff.
About a 10-minute walk from the River Bar.
About a 10-minute walk from the River Bar.
Big plug.
But the thing about it is, you can't keep saying comments like "game changer," "epic." It's gonna blow. It's gonna blow the roof off when you're in a transitional period, like it seems that they're in right now. You can't keep doing that. Wherever about commenting on individual matches and all. That all said, there's nothing. This whole Gunther hate train that's happening at the moment. It's not up to Gunter that he's in the final, really. It's not. It's not really his call. He didn't exactly politic to get there. And I know you said it last week. Nothing against the man. We love Gunter. Gunter is brilliant. Certainly, yeah, he's a future Hall of Famer. However, this has been terrible. The promo, the setup was pretty cool. If what he said on Raw is to be believed, what's going to happen is, and if this happens, Saturday night's main event's going to start, and he's going to tap John Cena out within the first 20 minutes, and John Cena is going to give up, and that's everything that's been leaked so far has happened. So they're kind of backed into a corner now. Anything less than
I don't think he'll tap Ren. I think he'll pass out so he never gives up and keeps the moniker.
But even at that, Dave, anything less than the best match we've ever seen, which is not going to happen, or anything less than a swerve, this is set up to be disappointing. And that's the thing, like the John Cena promos throughout were epic. The John Cena promo at the start of the Raw was deadly. But anything less than the best match we've ever seen, or anything less than a massive swerve, unfortunately, is going to be disappointing. I love John Cena. I always say it down since day one of his biggest fans, but they need to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. So look, that was that to me, as good as Gunter was at the start of Raw, they're kind of backed into a corner there. And that's just my opinion on that.
Well, just to add to that, he does have a choice whether he has to be the guy or not, because when Edge was offered the streak, he turned it down. So you can turn it down if you feel strongly enough about it and you feel that it's not your place to have that final match and stuff like that. So I think you do have a choice in these situations. What I would say is, it is what it is, and we're going to have to go through with it now. And what I would say is, I thought his promo on Raw was electric, I have to say.
It was very good.
And I just think that the unfortunate situation here is, I just don't think it's what we would have envisaged the GOAT of wrestling leaving the business, how it would go and stuff like that. And that, I think maybe our disappointment in the match is probably being overshadowed by our overall disappointment of how the farewell tour has gone. And I think maybe that's clouding our judgment based on how good the quality of the match will be. And we see it maybe in a different way.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I know you're spot on, but there's nothing we can do about that. That's the facts. That's just the way it is. So I do agree with you. But like I said, this needs to be something special.
The problem with it is, Bren, they backed themselves into a corner at Mania because when they had Gunther tap out, like I've said this before, it ruined his credibility. It took away all of his esteem, having him tap out to Jey Uso. Is this maybe their way of trying to build him back to what he was again by having him go up against John Cena? I don't know. I'm just thinking after they ruined him at Mania, tapping out to Jey Uso, this may be a sort of redemption arc that nobody kind of wants.
That all being the case, Dave, this was leaked bit by bit in September. You can't have that. You can't have this stuff like that. And listen, come here and I tell you, I love Austin Theory, right? It's been leaked that Austin Theory's the masked man, but it's no secret that this Monday's masked man was different than last week's masked man in Division. But the problem I think now is, and I said it on the SmackDown show on Saturday, is that if it is Austin Theory, that's another leak and another follow through, which means anytime there's a leak, we're basically being told what's going to happen. And that takes away the element of surprise in pro wrestling. And that's one of the best things about pro wrestling is the element of surprise. Their ability, because they're live every week, is to take that swerve, but they're not doing it. And that's my problem. My problem is not just that it was leaked in September and it's how it's going to look going forward if those leaks continue. Because in that case, we can say that Brock Lesnar is retiring at SummerSlam according to the rumors. If that happens, we can almost tell you how it's going to happen because it's going to leak in March. Not good enough. Not good enough.
Interesting. Keith, Raw.
Yeah, I agree with what Bren was saying. Like, I think it's a bit harsh what Gunther's been going through because like he's a phenomenal wrestler and he's really good on the mic, and I'm a big fan of his as well. It's not his fault that he's in this situation. It's Triple H's booking and then everyone else's booking that's put him into this situation, you know. Like, I thought it was very to the point. It was a good promo. Overall, I said this to Dave and we had this chat about it. I thought the last 15, 20 minutes was the best part of Raw. I really thought Raw this week was quite a snooze fest. Didn't really enjoy it as much. I know personally for me, the Raquel and Stefan Vector thing is just more of a stopgap. Please God, just don't let it be Nikki Bella for all intents and purposes. Please just get her away. But yeah, like I'm okay with Raquel for the moment as long as it's a stopgap. Do you know? I kind of my thing about that is I was a bit confused with the whole Liv Morgan situation. I was like, like what's going on here? So I think what they're going to do is they're going to have her win the Royal Rumble, and the two of them will face each other at WrestleMania. That's just my prediction. I was actually looking forward to the AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, the War Raiders match. It was a decent match. I was disappointed we didn't get to see Ray and Finn because I thought that would have been a decent match as well. I thought they could have left that whole Logan Paul thing to the very end and just, attacking with the brass knuckles and all that kind of took it away from me. I'm bored with the whole Roxanne and Lyra matches. There's just too many of them. Too many.
It was a good match though, Keith.
It was a good match. No denying it. But it's nearly every week at this point, Bren. Like, they need to do something different there. It can't be every single week. And I think with the LA Knight thing, it was interesting at the very end because that's the one I really liked. Was I think what they're going to do there is they're going to push him to the moon for next year, and they're going to have him win the Royal Rumble, I think.
Question on that, Keith, and Niall, and to you as well, Niall, I suppose. You reckon they're going to push him in 2020? What year are we now? 2025? All right, brilliant. Yeah. 2026. Sorry, right? Didn't we have the same feedback about Balor last year? Wasn't Balor supposed to get the big push? So, in other words, do you really think they'll get behind LA Knight? Do you really think they're going to push him?
I think so because I think it's now or never.
Not now.
If he stops ripping up signs in the crowd and stuff and all, and pulling signs out and stuff like that, no, yeah, maybe.
I think it's now or never with him.
No way. He got buried at the end of the road. There's no way he's getting a push. He's dead. Done and dusted.
Like you said, Sam, like last year, like LA Knight was up for a push last year as well. Like everyone thought from Rumble onwards, it'd be him and Jey Uso for the belt the whole year.
The thing about LA Knight is LA Knight hasn't had what you would call a bad position in the company or in the card or on TV.
No.
He's been quite relevant since he's kind of catapulted up in there. He definitely has the crowd behind him wherever he goes and stuff like that. The only thing going against him, I think, is Father Time. And I think if WWE do want to do something there, I think next year would be a great time to do it. Like I can see like LA Knight versus Jericho if he comes back would be amazing. And I think and you could either go against each other or you could go the Kevin Owens route that they went with Jericho. Even the two of them together would be insane. You know what I mean? Just imagine that. And then imagine if you had the two of them together and then you brought back Kevin Owens and you had another little faction there to go up against the Vision. That would be incredible. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of stuff that's the kind of stuff that would make Jericho's farewell tour stand out so much more than John Cena's from this kind of creative booking and stuff like that, where you're not exposing Jericho too much. He's part of a faction. He could still be that guy. You can roll out all the old stick and nostalgia like the List and the Sexy Beast and all the rest of it. You can have the fuzzy intros. You can do all that kind of good stuff that tugs on people's heartstrings and all that kind of stuff, and that might work. I do have to say, just before we move on as well, lads, they've obviously been listening to our podcast in relation to tag team wrestling, because I've never seen as many tag team title defenses as I've seen in the last month since AJ Styles and Dragon Lee got the belts. They are like the workhorses of the company at the moment.
They're very
good.
I
have to say, I am exceptionally glad to see it. So where we do throw shade sometimes at the booking, we also have to clap sometimes when they get it right. And
I say you're delighted with the Usos back, though, are you?
I am also delighted with the Usos back.
100%.
I am indeed, 100%. And listen, when the Usos are together, I often say the sum of the parts is much more credible than the actual team is much more credible than the sum of the parts sometimes, you know. So, yeah, very, very happy to see them back together. Hopefully we get a bit more Usos penitentiary and all the stuff we spoke about last week as well. I do want to touch on, Dave, and you'll touch on it, I'm sure, as well. Braun Breaker dragging AJ Lee into the promo going dirty.
Oh, Niall. Let me tell you one thing. I thought he couldn't top the promo he did last week, right? And I'm going, right, giving him the mic again. Grant, what you got this week? He only goes and bloody tops it again. You know, I mean, the fact that you said I'm going to take your title, you might as well take your wife too. I'm like, do you know what? I haven't heard a promo like this since. Do you remember the old Brian Pillman promos where you never knew what he was going to say?
Yeah.
The old promos, the old DX promos where you never knew what they were going to come out with when he was slagging Sergeant Slaughter and he'd go off on Vince and they were pissing everyone off. Like, this guy has the promo skills now, but he also has that little bit of humor in his promos.
This was Rick Rude, Jake Roberts level, wasn't it?
Yeah,
this was
unbelievable.
Rick Rude, Jake Roberts level.
I will give my honest opinion. As far as Raw goes, there was 2, 3, maybe, good moments of dog shit overall. I absolutely did not like it. I thought it was all over the shop. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee. I love the War Raiders. Big fan of theirs. I don't see them enough. They remind me of Demolition. The
promo was good, by the way.
Natural disasters. Say again, Keith?
Sorry, the package of the War Raiders was good.
Yeah, so good. And I would love to see them be tag champions again. And that match was phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. And the last 10 minutes are going to separate from this show because the last 10 minutes I loved. I was really into it. I was like, okay, this is taking. You know the way they used to go backstage where they had those little vignettes while they're in the ring and stuff. They had those little promos and the tsunami off the top of the power box onto the car was just amazing. I love when they end the show like that and when they do things like that because it sets it up for next week really nicely. But the rest of it was all over the shop.
But Dave, just before we go to Dan, 2 seconds, Dave. The opening promo was very good. The Io Sky and Kairi Sane match was excellent.
Again for the 500th time.
So what? It was good. You know,
but
you know what I mean. No, the Rey Mysterio. It'll be 2 seconds. Rey Mysterio getting attacked by Logan Paul. That was really good. The tag team match was really good. Nikki Bella getting fucked into a post. Deadly. You know what I mean? Roxanne and Lyra. Look, again, probably been done to death, but really good. What we got here was a good wrestling show. Would you not agree?
I can agree that you're pulling the good points out of what this is. But for me, no, I can agree with you there. I'm not denying that at all. But for me, there was just too much that we've seen before and seen already.
Okay.
Now, I will say that, yes, it was another Braun Breaker promo, but it was different. It was fresh. It was brilliant. I'm loving where the Vision are going at the moment. I can't wait to see Seth come back and see what happens because the way the Vision's going at the moment, my head is going 90, thinking of all the different scenarios that can happen. And that's one thing that the storylines just kind of throw me for a loop. I will say I think Braun will win it on the 5th. Punk will win the Chamber or the Rumble, and we'll get Braun Breaker defending his title at Mania to catapult him even further. I think he'll defend the title at Mania, win it on the 5th. Punk will win the Chamber or the Rumble. We'll get Punk against Braun, and Braun will defend it at Mania. That's my theory. That's my theory. I think that'll happen.
Yeah, I think you could be onto something. Acer's predicted it the other way around, but I think you could be onto something as well.
You talked about swerves on Raw, and you have the 5th and the anniversary show coming up, and these shows always end up with massive swerves and massive shocks. And you know the way Triple H likes to shock people one week and then completely dismiss it the next. So we might get something.
I say you get the Masked Man revealed at the.
That's another thing that really got on my wick this week. Right, I'm trying not to swear as much. But the whole
we're not monetized.
The whole thing with the Masked Man, right? No, I'm sorry. It should have been the Raw after it or the night off.
100%.
What is he thinking? Dragging this thing out? Is he having auditions of who can be the best Masked Man? Then whoever gets the best Masked Man, all right, you're hired. Here's your contract. Like,
it's bad.
Hang on. We didn't give out about it when it was on Grande Americano. So
I did. I said, what is with this?
Well, Dave did, but I didn't.
When is Chad Gable coming back? Like,
you're talking about two completely different things here, though.
Do you know?
It has been 3 different people. To be fair, I understand where he's coming from.
Do you know what they need to do next Monday? They need to put a female in the costume, and they need to make it fairly evident that it's a female, and really swerve us.
All right, here we go. Right,
really swerve us.
If they really want to do that, do you know who they put in there? They put Lash Legend or Nia Jax in there.
Yeah, and then do you know what they do on the 5th? They have 4 of them come out.
But then you've got the biggest.
No, you have
one of the biggest tables ever.
Four corners and they're all pointing at each other.
Yeah.
You get the Spider-Man meme in there.
So cool. Yeah.
Anyway, Dan, on to you, fellow.
Yeah, Dan, Raw.
everything about Raw was already said. Like, to be honest, with the Gunther promo really good. Bailey Roxanne, how many times has that been fucking? Yeah, how many times have we seen it? You know what I mean? Like the whole Liv thing, getting involved. Yeah, cool. But I can't see Liv being on Roxanne's side the whole time. I can see come Rumble maybe she'd turn.
It was a lovely kick though. It was a lovely.
It was.
Kick
Don't get me wrong. It
Liv,
was a
I
nice
have
little
to say.
kick.
Yeah.
But then the same bit, like Io Kai, you've seen it before. Like Breaker's promo was probably the highlight of the whole thing. Like that's pretty much what gave me the only decent part of Raw.
He's a star.
Do you know what I would say as well? And Keith touched on it earlier that he wasn't overly happy about it. I watched Raquel facing up to Stephanie Vacour, and I thought Raquel came across very well and very legit.
Yeah.
I have to say now, I wasn't disappointed. I didn't look at that promo and go, if these two end up in a storyline or they end up in a rivalry against each other, I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. I don't think I am. I think Raquel Rodriguez has come on leap and bounds in terms of character development. And I was very impressed the way she came out and stood up to Stephanie and stuff like that. The difference in the size was insane, as well, wasn't it? Yeah. Absolutely insane. I had visions of someone backstage throwing 3 or 4 inch lifts into Stephanie Vacour's boots as quickly as possible. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. And you know something? What that brings as well, if they do go against each other, it's going to bring legitimacy to it as well, because this is like David and Goliath. So this is pretty cool, So I'm excited for that. I do want to give a shout out as well to the car manufacturer out back as well, that roof held up after Bronson Reed did a tsunami on it. It was very impressive. I was expecting that car to become a convertible after he landed on it. So that was pretty impressive as well. So shout out whoever the car manufacturer was backstage as well. It was really, really impressive.
Can I ask something? How long did that Jey Uso yeet thing go on for? It felt like 10 minutes or something.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, not long enough. I've loads of asses and shorts. Not long enough.
Oh, jeez.
With the Usos coming back now, does that mean mid-card Jey Uso's push is gone?
Yeah, no, what it means is Jimmy Uso's yeet development is about to begin.
I'm sorry, the yeet thing's ran its course.
But if you look at that promo, actually, and if you look at how Jimmy was talking,
Dan, you were only in my shop yesterday. That yeet thing never does. Stop.
Hang on, it does.
It does. Come here. That promo, Jimmy kept saying, and Jay lost this, and Jay lost that, and Jay lost this. I might have lost this, but then Jay lost this. And he went on about Jay losing. Maybe there's something in it. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe this reunion isn't long-lived, basically.
Well, I hope it doesn't culminate in another WrestleMania super kick party again. I don't think we can live through another one of them.
They are very, very, very aware of the bad match that they had at WrestleMania. And I think if they ever get the opportunity to do it again, we're in for a treat.
They said they wanted to run it back, didn't they, a few months ago?
I don't bloody blame them. They should run it back.
I just wonder, though, would we get just a different shade of grey on it, Dino was in. I think the masked man screws Braun, to be honest. That's the ultimate swerve. If that's the case, then my idea that maybe it's and this may or may not make sense. Drew McIntyre should have a part in this, doesn't he? Because obviously he's siding with Braun, but he also has so much history of Punk. I could see Drew costing Punk the belt, but then does that legitimize Braun Breaker then as world champion?
You kind of notice it would be Drew with the size and everything.
Well, it makes sense for the Vision to pick up a belt, because then it lays the groundwork there for either Logan Paul or Drew McIntyre to turn on whoever has the belt. Because Bronson's just going to be the stable guy, really, isn't he? He's going to be the guy that sides with Heyman and whoever else.
I don't think he's going to win at the first-year anniversary. It'd be more appropriate to win him at the WrestleMania, for me.
It would be more appropriate, and it would be probably more appropriate for Punk to go into WrestleMania if this is his run to WrestleMania as champion. But you know yourself, with it being Netflix and the 1-year anniversary, they'll want to drop something on us. So it could be big. Right, let's move on from Raw. What have we got? What's up next? Oh yeah, who is? We just spoke about this. This is kind of what they're putting out there at the moment as who could potentially be this mysterious masked man stroke woman. I'm kind of leaning toward. I still think it's probably going to be Randy Orton. Anyone have any other ideas? I mean, obviously, I definitely don't think. I seen another article today, Brent, confirming that they thought it was definitely not going to be Austin Theory. So I don't know.
Well, look, the fact that Austin Theory appeared in their top 10, to me, And again, I know it could be Orton, but the fact that they so brazenly put Austin Theory in there indicates to me maybe it's a swerve. Maybe it might have been that, and the reaction is kind of like maybe we need to react to that. And look, I like Austin Theory. I kind of hope it's not Austin Theory at this stage. That's it. I want the swerve.
Yeah.
I think it could be Sami Zayn.
What?
That was my prediction. Remember?
I think it'd be Sami Zayn.
And they
Yeah,
did,
but
didn't
just
they
thought you were
release
drunk.
today? Didn't they release today that he's going to go through a character change or something like that? I don't know.
Randy
Sami
Orton would be a weird one, though. I mean, maybe it would fit in. I don't know. LA Knight would make complete and utter sense given where he is at the moment, and he's losing, and he's not picking up wins. He's going. Maybe they drop Logan Paul for.
The problem with LA Knight,
Knight.
LA Knight just got attacked by Division, so why would he have helped?
Fair.
That's the only thing.
And it's too early for Seth Rollins to come back.
I don't think it's going to be Styles either, because Styles is just having a
No.
brawl with Dragon Lee at the moment. There's no need to mess with that situation.
Styles isn't even connected. Becky Lynch doesn't have the.
Would it be someone from NXT?
Maybe.
Could be.
You can't really
Like,
rule
could
that
it be
out.
Ethan Page or something like?
Or a Javon, like the way a man scaled that cage looked very much Javon Evans.
He's too big for Javon Evans, though.
Yeah, but I keep on saying this. The guy that we see each week is not necessarily going to be the guy on the fifth
true.
or girl on the fifth. That's
Well,
just
you're
they're
probably
just.
Your theory was proven on Raw. Different guy.
I sent you the
Absolutely different
pictures.
guy.
I sent you the pictures.
Yeah.
They were totally different.
That's a good
Totally.
show. The masked man is none other than Jake Paul.
Oh,
Listen, would we?
Could
would
you
we,
imagine?
Would we be shocked? Would we be shocked?
No,
Would
we
be
wouldn't.
shocked? Right,
mean,
we'll park it. We park it anyway because I think we have another couple of weeks of this guy jumping in and having a go and stuff like that, and also it will be interesting. Anyone, what was everyone's thoughts on Deadline? I know Sean didn't get a chance to do a review. He did the preview, all right, but his review of NXT went up today, folks. So make sure you check it out.
Isn't it bloody brilliant to see Obafemi as champ again? I'm not being funny. I think it was I don't know. To me, it's a mismatch between him and Ricky Saints on paper, in life, in everything.
Massively, yeah, agreed.
And I think, look, give him the belt, let him go against Cody at Saturday Night Main Event, let him prove himself. Because I've been a big fan of Obafemi for a long time. So when I seen that, I was over the moon, and that to me, that was the highlight to me.
It felt like a show that they just booked really, really well, didn't it? Shout out as well to Tatum Paxley, incredible. But yeah, Obafemi, he's just an absolute destroyer as well. I have to say, Mr. Iguana, his creative juices are just insane, aren't they? Like it's just. You know, I say if you walk into the building and you're looking at the board, that the flip board out back, and they're going, right, you're facing Mr. Iguana tonight. I think you're just laughing and saying, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
this is going to be great.
I just wonder how they backstage put the match together and stuff like that and all. It's just so. Listen, I'm going to do this, and people are probably, and you can imagine Ethan Page as well going, "You're going to do what?" You know what I mean?
It
just works. It just works.
I expected them to be on the main roster by now. Like honestly, after the reaction, I actually expected them to go straight to SmackDown or something.
Well, I think the way they're using them, they know what they have. Yeah. And I think what they do is I think they're going to slow burn it, because remember, with Cena exiting the building, with AJ Styles on the way out and stuff like that, they're going to need to bring in a little bit of fun and a little bit of stuff to distract us from the misery of those situations.
Finn has just released on a different brand now, not through WWE, a demon puppet shirt has just been released as well. So there's a chance that you could get the Finn versus the demon versus the iguana at some point.
Released it on a site where we can afford to buy it as wrestling fans.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember what the name of the site was, but it had the little tassels and all on the sleeves and all. It looked deadly.
Yeah, absolutely. A few more comments here. Raquel 100 times better than Nikki Bella and would be a better match. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry,
I don't think you'll get any argument there. There we go. Keith's weekly USO hate promo.
And I was back again.
There we go.
Hey, did you know what, Brent? We should roll it back, yeah? Roll it back.
I wouldn't let them run it back. They fucked it at Mania, and as great as they are as a tag team, they aren't great as singles. There was a lot of Nike advertisement in that match, wasn't there? You could literally read the design on the runners. every time they did those super kicks. The masked man is not other than Jake Paul. Yeah, absolutely dead. Interesting. Yeah, deadline. I tell you, NXT just goes from strength to strength, doesn't it? It doesn't like it just delivers every single time.
Does it set up the argument for HBK versus Triple H? Who's the better booker here? Or is it a different product altogether? Is it a different level where he doesn't really have a...
What happens if you throw Tony Khan into that argument?
Yeah.
Dave would gladly do that.
Like genuinely, because look, I love your Dynamite reviews are phenomenal. That's kind of like how I mostly keep up with AEW.
Well, you know something? I wouldn't regard Tony Khan as a booker. I regard him as an owner with a load of lads who have creative freedom, which really means you don't really have a booker, because if you're backstage and it's John Moxley versus Hangman Page, and they turn around and go, Tony, listen, this is what we're doing tonight. No problem, guys. Go ahead. Sounds great.
He's the face, though.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's not really a booker. A booker is the kind of guy who walks up the cope and goes, jumping off that cage at nearly 50 years of age with brittle bones after 30 years on the road is probably not the thing to be doing. That's a booker. A booker is not someone who goes, yeah, actually, don't jump off the cage. Get up in the rafter and do it.
He's a mark, Niall.
Do you know what's funny? Like,
so are we all.
People,
there's
if you try
Keith's
and
mic
look
drop. Keith's mic drop.
If you look up whether or not they have creative freedom, everyone will tell you no. We know it's bullshit. We know they have creative freedom, but they're trying to hammer it down now that they no longer have it, right? That Tony Khan's 100% in charge of the booking. And it's funny because I want to believe that. And the reason I want to believe that is because the booking has actually been decent in the past 6 months. It's gone from like absolute dog shit all of a sudden to, okay, it's not too bad now. Has me thinking, are they no longer in the whole creative freedom frame of mind now? Is there someone actually doing things right? Because Dynamite's been a bit, the last couple of weeks have been.
Are you sure it's not a case of the ratings are through the floor and we go, yeah, but Tony's booking the show now. You know what I mean? Maybe it's that.
Well, look,
maybe because the ratings are shit.
I'm not gonna deny that. Like Dynamite pulled in 4,000 people last week.
No,
4,000 was all we got.
I don't pay attention to the.
No, that's not views now. That's attendance.
That's spectators in the arena.
Attendance.
It's like they're about to lose their TV deal.
Yeah.
Their pay-per-views are hitting. Their pay-per-views are hitting between 10 and 15,000 attendance. Their weekly they're getting attendance is about 5,000 on average. I don't know what the views are. I don't pay attention to it because I'm watching on TV. It's different for
under a million, isn't it?
If you're there. Yeah, it is. It's probably around the 700,000, 800,000 marks, but it's been hanging there for.
No. It's about half that. It's about half that at the moment. Yeah, this week I think.
I don't pay attention. So
this week I think was something like 476,000.
Should he be worried now?
I don't think that. I don't think they should. I think it's more you have to come to an acceptance of what you are offering to the demographic and the audience. Because remember, TNA went through this process of trying to be Monday Night Impact, and then they realized actually no, we offer something different to a kind of a different audience. It's like I say to people who come into my shop and ask me, am I busy? And I have to explain to them that we're a destination shop. We're not Tesco's. People aren't queuing up to buy t-shirts here. People come in and buy stuff. It's a different thing that you offer. I'm not the same as Tesco's or Dunn's or anything like that. I'm a dedicated wrestling shop, a niche market for a niche audience. And I think the sooner the better AEW recognizes that they're offering a niche product, that's not necessarily, I mean, I don't even know if you go sports entertainment, pro wrestling, whatever you want to call it, but it's a niche, it's a different thing that they're offering, and they should market it and push it that way. And I think they'd be a lot more successful, and maybe that way, that's how TNA sprung back. Was that time
TNA sprung back because they got rid of Hogan and Bishop.
Yeah, but it was through that period where they decided to go square ring and Monday Night Impact and all that kind of stupid decision.
The Dixie Carter days.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Dixie was there for a long time prior to that as well. Like so, but I mean, just it's like, yeah, but look, it doesn't matter whose idea it was. It was a stupid idea. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think. I think even now I think even when you look at NXT and you look at AEW Dynamite, to me it's chalk and cheese. It's like looking at two different. For me, it's like nearly looking at two different sports entertainment, if you like. And I think sometimes the comparables are unfair because I think they just offer I think even the look and the feel of it is even different. You know what I mean? Like, as Dave said last week on the show, we watch WWE at times both for the quality, but for a lot of the entertainment and the storytelling. And we watch AEW and TNA and Ring of Honor and stuff really for the wrestling and that kind of stuff and all, you know. So, that's kind of how you break it down.
They've got Wembley coming up now again in
Yeah.
August, which I'll get tickets for it when it comes up because I want to go down for it again. Because regardless of the show,
are they in the UK this week as well? Are they in the
Yeah,
UK?
they're in Manchester. They're in Manchester this week. Like they've got Dynamite on a Wednesday. They've got Collision on a Saturday. Neither of them are on a WWE night, and that's great because again, I was saying to me and Keith had a conversation about this that if AEW would end up on Netflix, right, you would literally have Monday Night Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown, Collision. You'd have nearly a full week, with NXT included in that, nearly a full week of programming for wrestling. And then you have the pay-per-views on Saturday night and the AEW ones on a Sunday. I would love that. Like literally just a whole catalogue of wrestling for the whole week. You'd never get away from it. But
well, we literally have it just on multiple platforms anyway, but
yeah,
it's there anyway. Big up, Baz. Right, let's move on from Deadline then, and we can chat about what's coming up this Saturday, of course. Saturday night's main event. How do we feel it's shaping up?
It's another 4-match extravaganza.
I like the matches.
I think it's well booked by Triple H, to be honest.
Yeah,
we haven't seen the matches yet. It's not booked yet.
No, what I mean is the format of it, like how NXT is,
the matchups.
Yeah, they're really good. Obafemi is going to destroy. Well, I hope he destroys Cody.
Well, he needs to beat Cody.
Does he need to beat Cody? The NXT champion doesn't need to beat the WWE champion.
He's never going to beat Cody. He's never in a million years.
I think he has to be honest with you.
He can't
beat Cody. Can't beat your top champion. You can't.
No way.
The developmental to beat the top
Someone
champion.
Someone needs to beat Cody. Jesus.
Are you winding me up, Keith?
Who knows?
You winding me up.
He's not winding you up. But who's looking forward to how high flying this tag match is going to be? You have Javon Evans and Leon Slater against Dragon Lee and AJ. None of this action's going to be taking place on the mat. It's all going to be in the middle of the air.
As long as they don't go books on us, as long as they don't go classic books on us and they turn into Cirque du Soleil, as long as they keep it as the way AJ Styles and Dragon Lee have been doing it, I'll be happy with that.
Well, I don't know. Ricochet's the biggest draw in AEW, so.
According to him. According to that guy.
There's a lot to be said for these things, isn't there? I am looking forward to Bailey and Sol Ruka. And I am a big Sol Ruka fan. So, it's going to. Obafemi will win due to interference. That's interesting.
Could be right.
But yeah, it's shaping up to be good, and it's not too overshadowing of what the evening is really about.
Is it 1 a.m. for the kickoff? Is it 1
I think it's 1 a.m. for a kickoff. You have it on WWE's YouTube channel, or for those in the know, if you have Peacock, I think it's on Peacock as well. So there you go. But we'll be probably all on the YouTube for us that night. YouTube for us that night, and we will be live probably about 12:30, and we'll be debating back and forward, giving our thoughts on the farewell tour and the heel turn and the Travis Scott, who's out of the building now. So there we go.
How did you feel about John kicking off the show? Apparently a rumor of it. Like, would you rather it was the ending? I would rather it was the ending.
I don't think he's going to kick off the show, is he?
That's not a rumor.
Well, it wasn't a rumor. He put it out there.
Oh, did he?
I'm not sure. I wonder if that's going to be the case, because obviously when that match is finished, surely he's going to be in the ring and you're going to get bong and the Undertaker's going to come out and Kurt Angle's going to come out doing a funkypicture.com ad, and all these lads are going to wheel out onto the stage and they're going to be clapping, and it's going to be a John Cena love in, and Bren and Sean Mack and all the lads are going to be in tears, and I'm going to be thinking about how the shop's about to close down because we've lost the merch, gravy train, and all these kind of things. You know what I mean? I'm going to be crying for different reasons than the rest of them. That's for sure. Yeah. The last kid ain't going to Trinity. Thanks, John.
Dan,
there you go.
Dan, is there a swerve coming up in the John Cena and Gunther match?
What do you think?
100%.
Is it going to go ahead as advertised, or do you think there's going to be shenanigans?
No, Gunther's going to come out. Well, hopefully, Either that
See
or
the- see
Gunther's
this guy
going to
get
come
that.
out to his entrance, and then you're going to hear, on this day! And he comes out and just beats Gunther over the head, runs down to the ring, has his own ref, brings that ref, the female ref from AEW. Come on, like Earl Hebner. And all that kind of thing. Let's go, ring the bell, Earl. Let's go creative crazy, yeah. Either that or just kidnap him out back and bring him to Mania.
Just
Either
kidnap
that or
him and bring him back
to be honest with
yeah.
you, what they could do is the masked man hits Gunther over the head with a nice little sledgehammer and they reveal it as fucking Triple H with a gas mask.
Triple H with a gas mask.
Sorry, an oxygen tank. That's
Who do
what
you
I
think
meant.
you are?
Oxygen
AEW, calm it down.
Triple H with an oxygen
Do you know
tank.
what though? If Triple H wasn't in a wrestling role and just a managerial role, and they put him in that role, I don't know. You're talking authority again, but that would be a swerve and a half.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a few stupid ideas I have in my head.
Hulk
about
Hogan
that, but I'll just
hologram.
throw it.
Like, yeah, did you see that from Mania? The zombie Hulk Hogan and stuff.
Zombie
Good
Hogan,
Lord.
yeah. Zombie Hogan. They need to dig him up and
It's gonna
roll
be
him
like
down.
that.
Look, lads,
Vince
Cena
versus
ain't
God.
coming back. Cena ain't
Sure.
coming back. There's not a
Brand,
check
Cena
in the
ain't
world.
stopping. Cena
There's
ain't
not a
stopping.
check in the world that's going to
He'll
get you.
come
I
back,
believe.
Brent.
I believe in John.
Brent, you know why he's coming back? Because if you listen to what he said on those podcasts, what did he say? He turned
wants to
around
sell
and he
him.
said, "By the Royal Rumble, I'll have been forgotten."
Yeah.
John Cena won't be tolerating being forgotten, and he did sign a 5-year ambassador contract as well. He ain't going nowhere. You're going to get over the next few months chain gang soldier stuff like you've never seen before. Rook Fields, all this merchandise is coming back out. He ain't going nowhere, and I can tell you now, I'll have a bet with anyone on this panel. I bet you all a t-shirt free out of the shop if he's not on the card for Saudi Arabia WrestleMania 43.
He will
I'm telling
be.
you now.
Does that
know
count
what?
as a
100%.
No, listen. I'm going to make this interesting. We'll think of it. We'll think of a bet, a forfeit. I'm going to make this
Brent,
interesting. over
he's
the
going
next
to
few
face
weeks.
Stone Cold. I'm telling you. In
No, Stone Cold facing The Rock.
You must have taken crack 15 minutes before you come onto this
No.
podcast because that is not happening.
telling you.
We
Brent,
never know.
I'll give you
It's
another
going to be
swerve.
Triple Mania. That's what it's going to be called. Triple Mania.
I'll give you another swerve, Brent. Right? He said he's not. This is the last time you're going to see him in a WWE ring. He's got to AEW, man. Sorry, push your bubble.
Of course, he's not going to AEW. That's like that's. Do you know what that is? That's like Hulk Hogan going to Ring of Honor in 2004.
And he stamps on that Rolex that John and Triple H give him. He takes Cody's out for his Rolex and stamps on it. Oh yeah, I could say it now. I would have gone with the masked man idea, Dino, only for looking at the way John Cena walks these days. I don't think he's scaling the ring the way that masked man did. But however, it could be a shout. It could be a shout. Yeah, Roy. What else have we got? I did want to talk and get your opinion on. He was on these two big shows during the week. Obviously, Joe Rogan was a very interesting one. The one thing I have to say about him, and I sent you a thing on it today on Twitter or TikTok or whatever it was, he never answers a question. Sure, he doesn't.
No,
he actually never answers a question.
No.
So, John, what was your favorite match? Oh, the sun's out now and the moon will be out later. You know what I mean? Like, he just never answers a question, really. You know what I mean? But
because
I thought his appearance on Joe Rogan was really good.
Doesn't want to
The
be
Joe
quoted.
Rogan one was a better podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
The other one seemed very vanilla. Was it very sanitized? I think.
Script.
The CVV one he did there the other day was horrendous.
Yeah.
I
So
like
bad.
that.
Yeah.
So bad.
But the one on Rogan, I would say it's the best wrestler he's ever had on. The best interview with a wrestler he's ever had on. It was brilliant.
I differ with that one. I'd
Who do
argue
you
that
think?
I thought the Ric Flair podcast was very good.
No,
Yeah, when he had Rick on was really good. Actually,
it was good, but I just think Cena's one was more authentic. The flow was funnier, much better than the Undertaker on Joe Rogan. That was an uncomfortable watch.
Oh,
at
that was
times.
horrendous.
And it wasn't Rogan's fault either. But now, listen, his appearances have been brilliant. Niall, I disagree with you. He answers every question elegantly, brilliantly, like only John Cena can. Greatest of all time.
with a question. I was actually, when I was watching both of these, I was thinking, is this the John Cena podcast or what's going on here? You know what I mean? Because Rogan was answering more questions than he was asking. I did like the fact that Tony Hinchcliffe was there because I did find Tony Hinchcliffe. He's just such a fan for pro wrestling. And he's just like that big kid smiling in the corner. He obviously pinches himself. I'm in a room here with John Cena. Not too sure how received the whole idea was getting Vinnie Mac on and stuff like that, but that remains to be seen. That would certainly be very, very interesting. That would be a Joe Rogan Netflix special. I would
Be a good podcast.
See when this all gets pushed to the background, when all this court case stuff is gone. Could you imagine the interview's the company's going to line up to get him in front of a camera?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's away from WWE.
Depends on how the court case goes, Dave.
Oh, no way. He'll be like, oh, I need that money, pal. I'm no longer with WWE, pal. We need that money.
Yeah, but he's in Epstein land. He's in Epstein. Well, like that's like probably a bit too far, actually.
Kate, do you want to have a word with him taking your mic drops?
I was gonna say, like,
I don't go that far now, Niall.
You can't just walk in and be like Hulk Hogan stealing Billy Graham and Ric Flair stealing Buddy Rogers. You know what I mean?
There's Bren's Christmas present. I'm an Epstein guy.
Oh, Jesus. No.
He's an Epstein guy.
You can already.
What the hell does that mean?
You can already buy them online, by the way. Some fella's done them on his website.
Yeah, wow. Buying them is one thing, wearing them is another. Bren would have to wear it on the podcast as a forfeit. Dave, this is for you. Talk to me. I know you did a video on it the other day. It was really, really good. Talk to me about what you think might happen here. Obviously, AEW have a contract in place.
So it runs. I think it runs till 2027. The current deal between AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery. And from what I've found out researching this, is that they've acquired all of the rights to all of their properties, right? And they bought out all of their contracts, which is why it amounted to 82 billion or 72 or whatever it was. But the biggest worry for Tony Khan is that this won't finalize till back end of 2026, early 2027. And here's the funny thing, because I got an email from Netflix the day it happened saying, hello, you've probably seen that we've bought over blah, 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 Warner Bros. Discovery, but they said at the very end, nothing is happening right now. It probably won't happen till the end of 2026, 2027. And that for me was like, okay.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, buying something for $72 billion is not the same as going to your local shop.
Exactly. But what I mean, for these companies, it probably is. But what I mean by putting that up is that if their deal runs out in 2027, I don't think there's any time for them to get onto the Netflix platform. If they're gonna renew it, don't get me wrong, Tony Khan's in charge. I don't think he would turn down a Netflix offer. But my problem is Tony Khan will beat himself in that, because he'll turn around and go, well, I want what WWE have.
No, I don't think that'll be the case. I think he would turn it down, because I think he'd see himself as being, well, if I go on Netflix here, I'm just going to be Triple H's bitch. Because obviously WWE are going to have the influence there.
And you know what egos are. Like, you know what egos are messing are like. You know,
lads, has this deal been finalised yet?
Yes,
I know it's heavily publicised.
The deal has been done.
Finalised, but it's been disputed by Paramount Plus, because Paramount Plus put in a deal to buy Warner Bros. Discovery that was torn down, and they're going to the competition committee or competitions authority in America to dispute it, because Netflix, they see this as Netflix potentially gaining a monopoly, which is stupid, because, well, even if they do buy Warner Bros. Discovery, there's hardly anybody who watches Warner Bros. Discovery. Only a certain amount of people have Discovery Plus. So the other thing is they're buying the rights to the Premier League.
No, because I
noticed
Discovery has a streaming deal with TNT. So they're showing Premier League at the minute.
They're moving.
Well, Disney have the women's one as well, the football.
Yeah.
They won't be getting the TNT.
I just think there's too many streaming platforms for them to turn around and say they're going to get a monopoly when it's not true.
I think Ted makes a good point there. They have made a deal. There is a deal in place, but they're going through the due diligence of the deal, basically.
Yeah. This is why it's not going to
get unless something comes up with that.
26.
Yeah, and regulatory approval won't be a problem, Ted, if you know what goes on in the States.
Exactly. Look, if it's Netflix and they've just paid $10 billion to TKO and WWE and everything.
Remember, the USA as a country was built on the basis of a monopoly.
Yeah.
So, let's, that's
in my ideal world, I'd be able to watch Raw on a Tuesday morning, Dynamite on a Thursday morning, Collision on a Sunday morning, SmackDown on a Saturday morning or whatever, when I can't watch them live, and have a whole week's worth of wrestling in one place where I don't have to go on multiple streaming platforms.
The only thing they need to improve on is the W.
That'd
Must be great to be semi-retired.
Yeah.
So you're a morning guy, are you, Dave? Yeah, morning guy.
Ish. But yeah, ultimately, I'd love to see them all on one platform. I'd love it if they were all there. But I think egos are going to play a big part in what happens to AEW and where they go, because there's not a lot of platforms left. They're not going to get on Paramount. They're not going to get on. They might get on Amazon Prime. I don't know. They've got a distribution deal with Prime for their pay-per-views, but they don't have a TV deal for their shows on Prime. So I wonder if they'll push or nudge Amazon to say, look, we'll go with you to contend with Netflix. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Bren or Dan, whoever wants to take this. Airport Boy has been speaking again. Not everybody gets nice to me. Dan, I'll go with you first. Not everybody gets nice to me. But I treat you accordingly. If you're a piece of shit and you act that way to me, I will treat you that way. If you're nice, you're smiling, you want to have a good time, let's have a good time. I'm all hugs CM Punk. Dan.
The more,
Unless I'm in an airport.
Unless I'm in an airport, I'm gonna be nice. With age, I think he's just getting bitter. Like,
so long as I'm not in an airport, and so long as I'm so long as you're not a wrestling fan.
Well, for most people, first of all, for most people, the airport is stressful. For most people, particularly for a wrestler who's constantly going through the airport, right? And we've talked about the airport incident. That is a man of integrity. There's nothing bitter about this guy.
There's not that much stressful about the airport.
This man, first of all, this man doesn't walk through the airport the way we walk through the airport. This man isn't picking up Ryanair flights. This guy isn't flying economy. This guy isn't dragging his fucking suitcases behind him because he can't afford to pay the baggage fucking cost. You know what I mean? It's not stressful for these guys. It's stressful for us mere peasants, not this guy.
The airport's not stressful.
Well, but Dan, it can be. Like there's a lot of different factors in that. You say that, but also no, you say that. But this is the guy that got the tube in London when AEW treated one of the greatest superstars of all time like absolute shit, which was disgraceful on their part.
Nobody picked me up in my limousine.
How did you forget to pick up CM Punk? Who's that guy that's bringing all the viewers in? Oh, balls! We forgot to send a lift.
Dan,
that's worse.
Dan. It was nice to cement the work. Dan, Jack Perry's definitely the mass man.
Ron Breaker's promo is ringing more and more true as we talk about this, is it not?
Yeah.
Like when you really think about it, is it not when he says, "Oh, I don't want to see CM Punk"?
But didn't he take that away from MJF? MJF said that as well.
What?
Dan, I would have thought you were a CM Punk fan. Honestly, I thought you were.
No, I am. Don't get me wrong, I am. But the way he's carrying on, I'm like, dude, just grow up. Yeah, people are going to ask for all
that. Dan was that fan in the airport.
Fuck off. No, I wasn't.
No, we only know how he carries on mostly through the lens of of some of the fans who harass the female superstars. When the shoe's on the other leg, then it's a little bit different. But we know it through the lens of the websites that embellish things. Do you know what I mean?
So
Niall, everybody is another thing, Niall. We all have bad days and we all have off days. He's allowed to have an off day just because he's one of the best in the world. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's not allowed to have an off day. He's in a very privileged position that those fans put him in. He's not entitled to have an off day with any wrestling fan.
But Niall, you could say the same about
us. I can't. Here. I'm not even anywhere in that hemisphere or sphere or whatever you want to call it. I can't go into a shop and have an off day with wrestling fans, can I? I can't tell little Jimmy who walks in tomorrow now for his boss and John Cena shirt, go fuck yourself, the farewell tour was crap. You know what I mean? I can't do that, can I? I can't say. And when lads come in to me and they visit the shop and they want to take pictures with the belt and pictures with me and all, I can't turn around and go, get lost, William, I'm only a shopkeeper or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You can't have it. There's no such thing as an off day. This guy is in
but you can switch off now.
I'm sick of hearing about these off days and boy, always me. This Balotelli syndrome.
But you're taking away the human factor. You're taking away the human factor. You cannot take away the human factor.
He's
human as well. Of course, he's gonna have a bad day.
He's not human when he's CM Punk. He's human when he's Phil Brooks.
He's never
Phil Brooks. He is Phil Brooks.
Not until he gets on with AJ Lee.
Come here. Come here,
And
listen.
listen, and I tell you another thing. If I'm booking that storyline, you know what I'm doing? I'm having AJ Lee low blowing him and sending the belt to Braun Breaker and going with the vision, like where Miss Elizabeth turned heel. That's where I'm going. That joined the Horseman. Let's
You
go,
can't-
AJ Lee.
you
Let's
can't
do
do that with
let's do
AJ Lee.
something that's really groundbreaking.
You'd
Of
end
course
up
you can.
driving him out of another company.
What?
You'd end up
And they're
driving
driving
him.
into this company.
He's WWE for life. He'll retire in that company in the next 3 years.
Who?
And
Because you'll have
everybody,
nowhere else to
CM
go
Punk
anyway.
and
Whoa.
He
Ronnie
was in
Rollins.
AEW for 3 years.
Go anywhere he
Hang
wants.
on.
Sasha Banks can
Let's
get booked in the back arse of nowhere. CM Punk can get booked
let's
anywhere he fucking
Keep it
wants.
rolling, lads.
as Jay Uso says, let's run this back on a minute. What do you mean WWE for life?
Yeah.
When was WWE for life when he shot out of town to the UFC to pretend to be a real guy? And then he turned around and went to AEW
Oh, yeah.
and
He got treated like
got
shit.
ran out of there by Gentleman Jack.
He
Yeah,
got treated
come on.
like shit.
No, he didn't.
He got treated.
disrespected
He
him.
did.
Like
Nah,
shit.
Lads.
Well, as he lies back on that pallet of money like the lads in Breaking Bad.
But again,
That's
just
treated
because you're
terrible,
rich,
all right.
that doesn't mean you can't have a bad day.
Yeah, and hang on, I'm gonna get the tube because I haven't got the dough to pull an Uber in. Come on, let's get the tube. Why always me? You know, this is the Balotelli syndrome. I'm telling you.
Can we,
You know what I mean?
can we all just,
Here,
can we all just take a
Phil.
moment?
Any chance of an autograph? I'm a big dog owner as well. I'm very sad that Larry passed away. Any chance of an autograph? Fuck off, kid.
No,
You know what I mean?
that's not what would happen. And you're framing that.
Let's move on here.
You're
now.
framing that situation. You're framing that situation different. You know what you're doing.
What do they say in the interviews? Fuck that guy.
Can we all just agree, right? Can we all calm down and just agree how comfortable Dan looks right now?
I'm
Dan looks
very,
very
very
laid back.
cushy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was actually going to check. Actually, hadn't nodded off.
Anyway, back to the
haven't.
argument at hand. I have my junior minutes now. We're all good, man.
Here's Ted. Listen, if you're in a rush to get on your plane, you don't want some little arsehole stopping you to sign 60 different fucking Funko Pops.
He's not
and
wrong.
then can sell them online. What people do with their merchandise, Ted, after the fact is none of their business being a shop owner. I'm not going to have people throwing shade on people who sell wrestling merchandise, especially on the throne that I sit on. That's for sure. Absolutely. And how do you know he's a little arsehole? He's a little arsehole running up to a guy who's an arsehole.
But
So let's
no.
get that
You
right.
don't know
Well,
that.
here,
You don't know
hang
that
on.
either
Well,
way.
Ted, what do you mean rushing towards a flight? This guy sits in row 1 on these flights. He's not going to row 36. And no one is stopping this guy going, can I see your passport and
Niall.
all this? You know what I mean?
Niall, did
Come
you see his
on.
plane ticket? I didn't. I'm not doubting what you're saying. I didn't see his plane ticket. You can't sit there and tell me he wasn't in economy.
They all
Can't.
fly business class.
Yeah.
Ted, when you're a superstar and you're at this level,
They all
you're
fly
24/7.
business class. They all
Like the
fly
time, you're
first class.
24/7.
And I can tell you because I know of a mate of mine who works in the airport, and he tells me every single time when the top guys come through, they go in business and first class. The only people that go in economy, funnily enough, are the mid-carders and low-carders. That's the truth.
Yeah, and I would also say as well, due to social media as well, Ted, I get lads messaging me at 3 o'clock in the morning looking for stuff. So my work never ends. Either.
And for those looking for
And I also don't go fuck off at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And for those looking for signed wrestling figures, Niall's got a heap of them in.
Yeah.
At the moment, well, some of them may be left.
You've seen the merchandise that came through the door. This
The
week,
Hardys,
lads, you would
Jake
be
the
sell it,
Snake,
you would
all
be
of them
selling
Do you have
signed
any
figures.
pictures this week? Get us pictures.
Any which?
Get us pictures for the SmackDown show. And we'll show it
They all went up on Instagram. I sent them to you. I sent them into the WhatsApp group the other day. Loads of us sold already. I want to see some of the stuff now. Outstanding.
I'll stick it up on the SmackDown show. Anyway.
Now, saying that though, it could not just be Punk's fault. It could also be the kid's fault. Like, if you had no football, the kid could have Isaac Carney syndrome. You know what I mean? Like, you never know.
Jesus.
All right, Dan, you have a permanent spot on this podcast. You are
We have a new
welcome back any day.
we have a new tag team now, Keith and Dan, the new tag team champs.
Pipe bombers.
Oh, I tell you,
I'm not calling you
absolutely.
that. Fucking not calling you that.
Not on a podcast. not podcast that YouTube was listening to. That's for sure. Yeah.
You get all the
Oh,
raw heads in.
right.
Oh, these lads are the pipe bombers. You know, the fucking no, I don't want any of that.
Oh my lord.
Rawhead. What's a rawhead?
We've gone from Epstein to
Sorry.
Rawheads.
I tell
Yeah,
you,
they're
you're
talking
an
about pipe bombs. You're gonna bring only one crowd in with that. Don't want them in here.
mic drops, we'll call them.
Yeah.
Here is every pay-per-view of the year since 2000 as voted by the no DQ site visitors. Let us have a look there, lads, year by year. What do you think? Any stick out that you would disagree with or anything like that?
And the fact that WWE had absolutely terrible pay-per-views 2016 to 2020.
No, Jesus. 20,
You know what?
2013
In
to
the year 2000,
2019.
Niall. In the year 2000, Royal Rumble 2000 was one of the best pay-per-views I've ever seen. We thought it was brilliant, and I would have had that as a contender. Mind you, 16 was very good as well, but I actually think Royal Rumble 2000 was probably better.
Hang on,
was
I'm talking
hard-
about 2008. How is WrestleMania 24 the best pay-per-view that year?
That was done.
Because
I mean,
Ric Flair retired. WrestleMania 24.
Oh, what?
wrong.
You've
And
said
we also
Irish
had
you've
Floyd
Armageddon.
Money Mayweather.
we also had Edge and Undertaker.
Was that the year? What's your man's name?
We also had an unbelievable Money in the Bank match.
What
Of
matches
course,
were on
yeah.
the No Mercy one? with
We
Kane?
did have a terrible ECW battle royal though, and Chavo dropping the belt to one Kane
Yeah,
in
true.
about 10
Lads,
seconds.
look who's graced us in the chat. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the name's the wrong way around, you big spammer. Get off this
Yeah.
chat, you big bell end.
Yeah, Bret the Hard Hitman. Big up, but welcome to the podcast. Bret, we do
Hello,
love you.
I am Bret the Hot Fifth Man.
Welcome me. Welcome me.
Fuck off,
Kennedy.
fuck off, Bret. You better all cunt.
Oh, you
Ted's-
can't
Ted's
talk to the
just-
legend like that.
Ted's just being promoted to social media manager for the podcast. Big up, Ted. Here we go. The only fear now I have is imagine if it was Bret the Hitman Hart.
Do you want to know? We'd probably get a podcast over. Be great.
We'll find your IP. Anyone. I don't think we could argue with 17, 18, 19, and 20,
No.
could we? They were pretty.
No.
By the way, I think that's Sean Osborne, Bret Hart the Hitman.
19 and 20.
Mm.
ECW One Night Stand, absolutely quality. WrestleMania 22. Do you remember WrestleMania 22? On paper, WrestleMania 22 looked brutal. But
Was that the one with Ryback and Mark Henry at the start?
No, Mark
22?
Henry versus your boy Undertaker.
22?
I was at it. I was at 20.
Oh, that was 27, I'm thinking of then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
22,
Ryback wasn't
20
around.
22 I was at.
22.
22 was Undertaker versus Mark Henry, equally as bad though.
Oh, the
Yeah,
task
fair,
match.
fair.
Yeah.
We did have Foley Edge, which was amazing,
Yeah,
and we
which
did have an
was
unbelievable Money in the
absolutely
Bank as
amazing,
well with RVD and Ric
Yep.
Flair, which was pretty cool. And we had Shawn Michaels versus Mr. McMahon, which was sensational.
Which was brilliant.
Yeah, and we also
was
had
very
a Triple H debuting the King of Kings versus John Cena with the gangster, with CM Punk no less being one of the gangsters. He would never refuse an autograph in the airport then, sure he wouldn't when he was just a little gangster. Yeah, just saying. Little apples growing big trees, Phil. Right, what else are we thinking there? How did 25 get in there? 25 was shambolic.
The only one that stood out
Undertaker
was
Michaels.
Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
That was-
Yep.
and
I
they-
put
they-
Royal
that had-
Rumble 09 over that any day.
Didn't Trips and Randy Orton follow that? And they said, why do we have to follow that? That's just ball.
Why did we
Yeah.
have to follow it? Because that punt kick that Orton delivered missed you by 3 feet and you sold it. That's why. And I know because I was there, Trips, and I do still love you. Just saying. Any other ones stick out as we go through?
All the takeovers during the golden years were absolutely
Sensational.
insanely good.
I think myself and
I
Dino
don't
were
remember the
good.
takeover at Dublin that was meant to happen in 2020.
Yep,
Mm.
the COVID hit. Yep.
Remember the NXT show they did there was fabulous, wasn't it?
That was
Samoa
brilliant.
Joe, Samoa Joe versus Balor was sensational.
Yeah, they did it again in Glasgow the 2 nights after that, the one I was at. They did
Was
it
that the
2 nights
year
after that.
No Way Jose was at it?
Yes, and Austin Aries. Remember Austin Aries turned on him when
Yeah.
they were doing the dance and
Yeah.
the shite out in that way. I was like,
Yeah.
quality. And the whole crowd was up dancing the that way Jose. And Austin Aries started dancing as well. And the next thing he just bet that piss out of him. It was great. It was wonderful viewing.
Because I
Yeah.
remember that was my first NXT show. It was Nakamura was on that card and everything.
Yeah,
it was
Oscar,
really,
Nakamura,
really good.
Balor, Sami
Great.
Zayn, Kevin Owens, fucking
Joe-
Cesaro
Joe-
was there.
Joe was
Samoa
brilliant.
Joe.
Remember Balor's parents were in the front row and he was beating the shit out of Balor.
Yeah.
Remember he was lashing the Irish flag and all out, but no.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see now, where are we?
Hi, Phil.
Oh, we have Phil in.
Hi, Phil.
Big up, Phil. How are you, pal? 4 out of
Fill us
10.
in.
Hey, man, it's Phil.
What is your philosophy?
Anto, Saws in work, lads. I only have a few minutes. WrestleMania 17 was my favorite, as it was the first one I seen. Fair play.
Great choice.
Fair enough.
Dano's in. Dan looks cushy, but it's not Sean spread across the bed with the red light on cushy. Yes. Big up, Phil. Hope you're good, pal. Don't forget tomorrow night as well, folks. Thursday Tier Talk with Darren. So we'll be back on preview and review and beat the bookie, all that kind of good stuff. Right. I'm going to whip this off out of here and I'm going to upload something different so we can take a look. We do know that our awards show is coming up next week, the 16th. So we have a number of categories that we want to show. And
Chris, you were getting banned, pal. Kick Chris out.
No, he's not. Chris is not getting
banned. Chat away there, lads.
Right. So, Dave, let's touch on what, because I want to get your reaction. So, Chris Gallagher is saying AEW is low-hanging fruit in bullshit. F AEW. I hope AEW fails. It deserves to lose money. Dave. So Chris, as you probably know, if you're watching Dave's Dynamite shows, they're phenomenal. Dave, as an AEW fan who does the Dynamite review shows, please respond.
I'm actually feeling bad for Chris because obviously his man's not giving him his favourite dinner tonight. Like, not brought him his favourite dinner.
Oh, my Lord.
So, I mean, he's just got to get over that, really. And you know what? He deserves every bit of AEW merch for Christmas. Love you, Chris. Hope you come back next week and I'll roast you a bit more.
And Chris, if you are looking for AEW merch, I know a shop that has AEW merch at the moment. So if you want to hit me up.
Where is that shop?
Big up, Chris. Thanks for joining us tonight. It is sitting on top of Dublin, basically. It sits on top of most shops these days. But there you go.
It was a quick one. City beat Madrid.
Well, that was a given anyway.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you mean by lose money?
We're being semantic.
TNA deserves to succeed. TNA rules. Listen, there's no argument there. You don't get much argument around here on TNA. TNA is amazing.
It's
there
brilliant.
you go. Except Saturday night's main event. There's no PLE in December. Is that correct?
That is correct, my friend.
They get time off.
They could bring back PLC.
No,
I doubt it. Next pay-per-view after that will be the Royal Rumble, according to the calendar, anyway.
Well, if you want to call the anniversary show a kind of sort of PLE.
Unless AEW do a random pay-per-view and WWE want to block it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, fair.
Absolutely. But you will have the same content coming out from here all the time anyway. But what do you mean by loose money? Why not tight money? God, interesting. AEW is losing money paying wrestlers to sit at home.
Interesting take.
WWE probably doing the same thing. WWE pays a lot of wrestlers as well to do very, very little.
CM Punk.
Right.
Anyway.
Yes. This is the show coming up next week, folks. We will obviously have the review of Saturday night's main event, of course, as well, and I'm sure multiple videos will go from the panel as well once that's done. We have got to watch along this Saturday as well from about 12:30 a.m. Actually Sunday morning, really, but it'll be Saturday night, as you know. That's what we call it here. But these are the categories we've put together that we're going to be discussing next week, and everyone's going to be delivering their choices, let's say. So it should be interesting. So we got male wrestler of the year, female match of the year, female match of the year, oh my god moment, what the fuck moment, best booking decision, worst booking decision, pay-per-view, PLE of the year, rivalry of the year, entrance of the year, best promo mic work of the year, breakout star of the year, one to watch, and also Pro Wrestling Weekly MVP. So who do we vote as that guy? And then obviously podcast moment of the year. And we've had a couple of interesting moments on the podcast this year, especially since the panel has joined us and stuff like that. And I have to say, first of all, actually, a big shout out to all you guys on the panel and stuff like that. It's great having you guys on here as part of that Pro Wrestling Weekly family and stuff like that and all. It's become a lot of fun doing the Pro Wrestling Weekly shows and all. And myself and Bren spoke about this a good while ago this year, didn't we, Bren, about bringing people on and that kind of stuff and all, and it's a lot of fun. And obviously the two Seans aren't here and them aren't here as well. Everyone's done a stellar job this year, and long may it continue into next year as well, because I have to say one of my favorite shows every week is when they come on here and we just chat shit about pro wrestling and have a laugh. So yeah, absolutely fun times. Anto's on. Worst booking decision is a hard one as there is so much.
True,
You got to pick one
true.
and get it ready for next week. Brett's in. Bill Goldberg is 0 to 57 versus car windows and doors. How's that for a streak? Oh, I tell you, love it. Yeah, he's 1-0 versus you, and your neck through, Brett. No, Brett. You go on and you bit a prick. I love our chat. It's so much fun. I love our chat. There we go. So there you go. Let me know, lads, as well. If you do want to add a category and you want to send in your picks for the category, if you want them featured on the show, I will do up slides. It's the uppertierpodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit me up. You got me on all the socials out there. We're on Facebook, Instagram.
Big cheers, Reggie.
X.
Niall, I think I have one breakout superstar of the year. Would that be one?
Breakout star of the year is already there.
Is it?
Yeah, we have breakout star.
Oh, you did. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jesus, Keith.
It's Nikki Bella. I was going to put in tag team of the year, and I was going to drop that Kabuki Warrior.
Can we put the podcast moment of the year for like pot noodle or something like that?
No,
I mean
we can. You can vote it for whatever you want. But the other thing you're going to have to do is you're all going to have to send me your picks, by the way.
Yeah.
Just send me this image, Niall, and I'll
run
through it.
Yeah, I'll send you all on the slide after it. No.
Grant.
Best podcast. Well, Sharon, we didn't need to do a category for that because we know what the best podcast is. You're listening to it right now. So this is the most complete wrestling podcast on the planet. We cover everything, and we have daily content and multiple daily content. So there you go. Ted, I want a category added. Best meltdown of the year. Brett and Rick are top contenders.
What about Bren? I mean, Bren's had some meltdowns.
He has.
Don't you start.
Bren's rounding out 2025 at Dudley Boys fan. That's how much he's turned around these things.
It'd be like, I'd be like Hooch, and Hooch is crazy. And if you know, you know. It's a Scrubs reference that me and Dave are going to cover soon enough. Anyway, give over.
Shameless plug.
Do I have to clip the Ron Cena tears? Do I have to clip the Karrion Kross tears?
I'm still waiting on that.
Do I have to go tape on this?
Did you get Danny's t-shirt?
His t-shirt is hanging in the shop. I'm waiting on him to come and collect it.
Not the Kross one. That's the one I'm waiting on.
No. It's not the one you're waiting on. You ordered the Darby Allin one. It's there.
You're not Monday to grab that.
Fanny Mere.
I'll be in on Monday to get that.
What? That was the weekend, no?
I'm working on
he has a dodgy knee.
No, I'll be in the weekend. I'll be in Monday.
I told Darby Allin you were collecting it. So
is that ironing board? Is that ironing board part of your gimmick?
Sharon, I love you, Sharon. Fair play, absolutely, 100%. Chris is back in. Big old Chris. I'd rather watch Scooby-Doo cartoons than AEW Dynamite and Collision.
Oh, Dave.
No.
Who?
I'm trying to figure out which one is Sean Osborne, because Sean O sounds like Chris as well.
Loving tonight's show, boys. Very authentic and free flowing. There you go. It is, yeah. That's why we just got cancelled.
Reggie's watching us on the flat screen. He says, it's your boy, the throwback guy, watching you live on the flat screen. I can see you all much better. Love you all, my brothers.
There you go. And Ted's in again. You can have one promotion, Chris, but it means TNA is gone as well. So you can only have WWE. There you go. I don't know. It's a rough one, isn't it? But there you go. So they're the categories, folks. We will be doing it next week, and we'll be having a lot of fun. I just have to come up with a catchy name for it. I was thinking today of calling it after the Slammies con at the Pammies, and then I was thinking that sounds a bit pornographic. I don't know whether
just a little bit, yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking that sounds a little bit.
I have a name.
So go on.
The Slammies of Knowledge.
That's what
Slammies of Knowledge.
The Slamming of Knowledge. Yeah. The Slammies of Knowledge. Yeah. No, that's bad.
No, that's very
bad. Can we cut that? Can we cut that from post-production?
No, they didn't work till later.
No, that's staying in. That's moment of the year,
That's
Nino's in, my boy. You know what's happening. In the new year, you will have the honor of seeing a lot of me in 2026. Yeah, me and Nino are going to try and look at doing some sort of a throwback show or something like that, down deep into old territory wrestling or something like that. So if there's anyone out there between the age of 50 and 90, it might interest you. There you go. But we'll have a bit of crack doing it. That's the main thing. WWE, NXT, TNA, Lucha Libre, AAA, and soon New Japan Pro Wrestling as one. Tell you, I'll be all in on that. Hope Emma's doing well. Tell her I asked about her. Yeah, absolutely. She's on the.
sure.
She'll be on the mend. Just a little bit of flu
She'll
there.
be
She's
back
getting
on
the
Saturday.
winter thing. There you go. Priorities and all that, yeah. Listen. There we go. Right, a little bit of history, folks. Here we go. We did say we'd bring it to you. So 2008, for the first time since 1997,
Niall,
WWE brought back the...
you forgot to do the Christmas one.
Oh, shit, yeah, sorry. There you go. Hang on one second.
Look at Keith walking in, just swinging in.
Keith had his list. Keith had his list ready. You see, that's what happened.
To be
there.
fair,
Keith's
to be fair, Keith probably got it the first time. I needed to be told 3 times.
There you go. Keith's on the ball, right? So let's go actually with the movies first. Then let's talk about the movies. So what we did was we asked the panel, and you guys in the chat can get involved, and girls in the chat can get involved as well. We wanted you to name your top 5 Christmas movies, go-to movies that you watch at Christmas time. Not necessarily have to be Christmas movies. So if anyone wants to kick us off with their 5, fire away. Good man, Keith. Appreciate that. No, I totally missed that.
Yeah, good man, Keith. Off you go. You're first.
Oh, my first.
Yeah, Keith, you're first. Yeah.
Well, my 5 are probably pretty old school. Die Hard 2, which is a Christmas movie, obviously. I have The Deer Hunter. I also have Once Upon a Time in America, Casino, and my favorite of all time, Goodfellas.
Very nice. Nice mix there.
Great choice.
Very nice. Lots of different types of snow with Goodfellas and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that. Bren, give us your 5.
So we have 15, right? I'm only messing.
Oh, no.
I'm only joking. Look, come here. Home Alone. I'm just gonna stick. I watched the 2 of them. I'm gonna stick that in as one thing, right? The Dark Knight. I bloody love The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 2 and 1. So I'm gonna stick that into 1.
You can give us the franchise if you want. We'll allow the franchise. Just in case anyone is Fast and Furious. Or Hobbs and
Back to
Shaw.
the Future. Do you know what I like as well? I love the Snowman. I think it's brilliant. It was way ahead of its time. We're walking in the air. That new one's a load of bollocks. And basically, for number 5, I was stuck between Elf and Miracle on 34th Street. Oh, actually, do you know what? Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol because he smashes
Wow.
it. So yeah, so it's more
It's
than
a pile
5.
of shit, Grant.
Pile of shit. You just called Die Hard a Christmas movie. You
It is a
didn't jump
Christmas
through the
movie.
screen and land in
It
Thailand.
is.
Emma, if you're watching tonight, we're loading you with content for TikTok tonight. There's no doubt about it. Mike Drop Keith is definitely
was
the
wrong?
new name.
Do you know what? We're going to take this offline. What was wrong with the?
Everything.
Everything. Like what? Jim Carrey's brilliant performance.
It was shit.
It was A Christmas Carol. It wasn't any different than the other Christmas carols. It's the same story, the same beats.
Let me explain again the way
Sorry.
the list comes together. And you can have a Christmas movie in there if you want. What I was talking about was when you get your Christmas holidays, movies that you tend to watch, that your go-to movies are. If you remember back in the day, if you're as old enough as me, you used to have the VHS tapes with a bit of sellotape across them. And you'd have the RT guide and you'd be marking out the movies when they're on to record them. Not, shh, don't tell anyone. And that's the kind of thing. So it's the movies that you always watch at Christmas time. Not necessarily have to be Christmas movies, but just movies during that time. Because sometimes there's movies out there that are quite long that you'll only get to watch kind of when you have days off, because you can't afford to have 3 or 4 hours of a movie or whatever it is, you know. So that's kind of where I was coming from.
Can we just tell Ted that basically, do you remember that scene in Father Ted where Ted is sitting beside Dougal and he's explaining that those cows are here and those cows are far away? Right? So that was me in the wrestling shop the other day. I was in Niall's wrestling shop and I was like, yeah, I have my 5 Christmas movies. He's like,
Brent came in all happy, strutting in the door like Ric Flair doing the strut and Jay Lethal and all. And he goes, I have my 5 movies. And I went, oh, so what are they? He rattles off 5 Christmas movies. And I said, I wasn't looking for 5 Christmas movies. I said, I was looking for 5 movies that you watch at Christmas time that are not necessarily Christmas movies. Oh, he says, I better go off and do my homework again.
You had to explain it to me like again 3 minutes later. Dan was there.
Yeah. And you know, I didn't think there was any like confusion about what I was looking
There was
for
not.
at all. Phil's in, Big Phil, Superman, what a classic. Live and Let Die, Star Wars. Phil, are you looking for the whole Star Wars thing, or do you have a particular Star Wars one? Because I do. There's one I always watch around Christmas. Rocky 4, of course, Rocky 4, and Back to the Future. Great list, great list. Well, Brad, you're wrong there. It's only one Christmas Carol film you know you should be watching. Yeah,
Yes.
It's the same story.
Yeah, well, I have the Christmas ones I always watch, and then the ones that aren't actual Christmas films, but they all get watched. Drop them in here, Ted. Let us know what they are. Don't be keeping us in suspense. Don't be giving us that big build-up drum.
What Star Wars film?
A New Hope.
Phantom Menace, is it?
I'll go through my list, and we're coming to my list in a minute because it's Dave next.
Right, mine. Okay, if you're going with the franchises, I'll throw one more in because I'll keep bringing out the 4. So it'll be Home Alone.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, which is thrown in.
You must get some holidays.
A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, that's a show.
Probably the wrong one, but go ahead.
Intermission.
Ah, yes.
That's interesting.
Brown sauce in your tea.
And then The Van.
The Van, yeah.
Oh, great.
I don't get every Christmas back in Dublin. I do it like every second Christmas. So what I normally do when I'm here is I break out the Michael Collins and Intermission, The Van, all the Snapper, the Commitment.
Veronica Guerin, the General.
Do you sell chalk ices?
What's that say up there?
The Snapper.
And the Commitments. He said God sent them.
The
on a fucking Suzuki.
Lads, we're the Blacks of Dublin.
I said to Lauren was in town last week and she went to a bar called Jimmy Rabbit's. And I said, that lad must know the Commitments. And Lauren goes, what's the Commitments? And I said, it's called Jimmy Rabbit's. And I was like, yeah, pretty cool.
It's actually a nice little pub as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But there must be a Commitments feel to it, is there? There has to be.
There is.
Yeah.
But that's my 5 anyway. I usually break out the Irish films when I'm not home.
Yeah, Ian's in Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, Rambo, Rocky, and Terminator.
Holy Jesus, banging 1980 off that.
There's a list. No wonder Netflix bought Warner Brothers. There we go. So Phil's back in. He's going to give us a bit of a list.
What's yours?
New Hope, Emperor Strikes Back.
See, mine's weird because I'm not much of a movie guy. But if I sit down and watch 5 movies over the period,
are you an Epstein guy?
No.
Okay.
No.
Come on, Brent.
No. So the 5, like I'll throw it out. I'd watch Scarface, Mrs. Brown's Boys the movie just because it's all right. Like it does the job. I'd watch It is shy, but it's funny. Return of the Jedi would be a good show. I'd watch that a lot. Home Alone, and I'm a big fan of the horror movies and sci-fi, so I'd watch a bit of like, Super 8.
Well, you get along with Dave then.
Good show.
Interesting.
That's a really good show, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Sharon, you are certainly not the only one that watches Harry Potter.
No, I leave that to the wife. She puts it on. I don't
bother with that.
Nah.
Dano's come up with our name for the awards.
The Shammies. Let's do it.
You and Eno on OnlyFans horsing each other out in wrestling masks. Dano, you legend. Right, I'll give you my 5, and I always start off. And I did preface this by saying it's a good time to watch movies that are a little bit longer. So I started off with Saving Private Ryan, which I really love as a movie. I always watch Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back because of the snow effect. It kind of feels kind of Christmassy. So that's one that I always watch. Gremlins is one that I always watch. And then I put in a couple there. Superman would be a go-to one. Rocky 4, and of course Trading Places.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yes. What a really film, man.
Yeah.
What a movie. That is one of my favorites.
If you want to see Jamie Lee Curtis in her prime when she would have battered Mike Myers, that's Michael Myers. That's the one to watch. That's the one to watch. She looks tremendous. Right, let's get back then to history, yeah? So that's it then. Ted, drop us in your movies here and I'll read them out. Gotta get your movies in, yeah? There you go. Right, so let's go back then. Let's roll it back to the history. 2008, for the first time since 1997, WWE brought back the Slammy Awards on an episode of Raw. Why are you ringing during the podcast?
With Owen Hart winning 2 of them.
14 Slammys were awarded in total, including Superstar of Jericho, Tag Team of the Year to John Morrison and The Miz, and Match of the Year for Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24. We just spoke about it. 2014, the Slammy Awards once again returned. Once again took place on Raw. For the first time in company history, awards were decided by fan vote.
Were they though?
Were they?
Were they?
Roman Reigns won Superstar of the Year, and
No, they
this is
weren't.
awesome. Moment of the year went to Sting debuting at Survivor Series weeks prior. Was the moment of the year. Don't know about that. 2001, WWE Vengeance took place at San Diego Sports Arena in San Diego, California. This was the night that WWE merged their world title and the WCW World Heavyweight Championship by means of a mini tournament. Firstly, Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Kurt Angle to retain the WWF Championship. Chris Jericho then defeated The Rock for the WCW title. And in the main event, Jericho bested Austin to take both belts and be declared the undisputed champion. I wonder would we have ever called that with the level of talent that was in there that it would land at Jericho's feet. Very impressive.
No.
I certainly didn't at the time.
2008, Lisa Marie Varon, aka Victoria, shout out to Victoria, and WWE announced her retirement from WWE. In 2009, she signed for TNA Wrestling, where she stayed until 2013.
Retired, okay.
Yeah, multiple retirements. It can happen. 2013, a special edition of Raw played host to the annual Slammy Awards. Daniel Bryan picked up the Superstar of the Year award, and Match of the Year honors went to John Cena's defeat of The Rock at WrestleMania 29. 2017, we lost a Z-Man. Tom Zink died at the age of 59. 1972, the year I was born, lads. Let this settle, right? The year I was born, Ric Flair made his professional wrestling debut in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Flair wrestled George Gdaski to a time limit draw. He started his wrestling career the year I was born.
No coincidence there. Like.
Yeah, no, yeah. Maybe he was in Dublin at one stage, was he? Maybe I need to have a chat with my mum. 2020, Tiny Zeus Lister was found dead at his Marina Del Rey, California home at the age of 62. Lister starred opposite Hulk Hogan as the villain Zeus in the movie No Holds Barred. I was due to meet him. I had a custom pop made, and COVID hit, and we couldn't go. Very, very sad that I didn't meet the guy. He was also sensational in the Friday movies as well.
Was he in Little Nicky? Is that the same guy?
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah, one of the brothers.
2011 on Raw from Norfolk, Virginia, WWE held the annual Slammy Awards. CM Punk I don't hate the guy. CM Punk was a double winner, taking home trophies for Superstar of the Year and, of course, Pipe Bomb of the Year, or what we now call Mic Drop. The show also marked the return of Kane wearing a mask for the first time since 2003. Was well overdue, that's for sure. That's your history. I'll give you your notable birthdays. There's a good little mix here of notable birthdays in here as well. Enzo Amore, I put him in there because I thought Sean Mack might be on. 1986. Michael Cole, 1968. The Doctor of Style himself, Slick, 1957. Kurt Angle, your Olympic hero, 1968. Booyaka, Rey Mysterio, 1974. Eddie Kingston's in there for Dave, 1981. And we rounded out with the late, great Sabu, 1964, would have been celebrating his birthday this week. There we go. Let's run through some of these, and then we'll get you out of here. So we got Ted's, have we? Here's Dino's. Where am I going now? I have to go back a little bit here now. I'm back as far as OnlyFans again. Right, so Ted's in. Where are we? For non-Christmas films, Lord of the Rings, Mighty Ducks, Back to the Future, Batman and Robin, and Jaws. Jaws, great show. What a movie. Dino's in. Home Alone, Die Hard. Anal Destruction 1, 2, and 3.
I can't believe you read it out. I can't believe you read it out.
We're not monetized.
Has to be done. Ted's in. Christmas Muppets, Christmas Carol, only one.
Yeah, Brian.
You should be
watching.
Brian. Die Hard, Arthur, Chris, The Grinch, and Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, do the action figure.
I also watch Hook every year, which could be argued into either of them. That's fair. And Dino's come in. Big Trouble in Little China also, yeah, that's a shout. That is a shout. And Ted's also back in. Also, Brent claimed Die Hard isn't a Christmas film, and I'm happy to tell him why he's wrong.
It isn't, though.
He is wrong.
Well, it's only Bruce Willis, the director and the writer, that have confirmed
It's not a Christmas film.
That's all. That's all.
It's
It's
not.
just
The guy
it's
who
just the
made
guys
it
that
said it wasn't.
yeah. Yeah, it's just the guys that
Oh,
made
man, Robert was
that made
dirt.
it
We're going in hard tonight on these movies, lads.
Die Hard.
We're going in hard on these movies. Well, listen, there you go. Another really fun-filled show, I have to say. Plenty of content in there and a lot of fun. I will be back tomorrow night with Darren, doing our review of the Champions League, preview of the Premier League, beat the bookie, and any other news going around. I'm sure Darren will be talking to me about one Mo Salah, no doubt about it. Friday, I'll have a preview for the Brighton game, and I'm going to try and squeeze in some sort of a reaction as well to the Inter game as well at some stage. And then Saturday night, the panel, we will be doing a watch along for Saturday night's main event as John Cena bows out.
What's on before the watch along, Niall?
Before the watch along, sorry, we have
Collision.
Collision with Dave. Yeah, well, also Collision watch along. No, only messing. No, Bren and Emma will be back, of course, bringing you their SmackDown show. That, by the way, folks, we're looking for a catchy name for the SmackDown show. So if you have any suggestions, send them over to Bren. Bren's coming up with some catchy names for the SmackDown show.
I thought you already named it.
He has named it, but it's going through a process, you know.
We're going through a transitional process. It's growing, it's evolving very quickly. But do you know what it is? What's the crackdown? Like when I first thought, I was like, "This is genius. This is going to be massive. What's the crackdown?"
And then you realized that you were Vince Russo.
Yeah.
Every week I say it. It's like, welcome to What's the Crackdown with SmackDown. In the back of my head, it's like, shut up, you bleeding dope. That's what happens in the background. Do you know? Anyway, thanks, son.
There you go. So if you have any suggestions, any ideas for a SmackDown review show, a name or something like that, hit Bren up.
Emma's SmackDown review featuring Bren.
Hey, if I know where you live in Glasgow, I will come and find you.
Glasgow, you live in Glasgow.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone find him in Glasgow.
Edinburgh.
Geography. Try it for next week.
There we go. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. Steve Regal passed away. That's correct.
Saying that as well. Yeah, very, very sad.
I had a double take there. I see Regal.
Thank
you, Anto.
SmackDown show is
Thanks
fantastic. It is, Anto. It's absolutely fabulous. Emma and Bren do a top job on SmackDown.
So is the AEW one. Watch it when I review Dynamite every week. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
My favourite show, genuinely.
Yeah, so absolutely. Make sure, folks, you're checking out all the content going up. The lads are knocking it out of the park with all the shows and stuff like that and all. And we'll continue to provide our shorts on a daily basis as well. Now, our short videos, not our actual shorts. But also we have Ted in. Take out Christmas, then he isn't visiting the place, doesn't get robbed. So without Christmas, the whole thing doesn't happen. There you go, Bren. Hard to argue.
Let me think about that, Ted. Do you know? Damn it. Let me think about that. I'll get back.
The one quality Bren has is he is open to his decisions being changed. Bren is one of the most open to change people on the panel.
Bren is like Big Show. Sure. He turns on a dime.
I'll turn on you in a minute.
Must be some dime if it's Big
There
Show.
you go.
There you go. Well, listen, folks, until next time, if you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. Make sure you try and join us at least on Saturday night for the watch along. We owe it to this man to be there when he bows out live. So make sure you join us for that. And until next time, folks, have a safe week. Enjoy the football if you can and the pro wrestling.